Bum 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 bum. The Hate or Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So this year, 2024, I experienced my first ever experience of heartbreak. It's a very unmistakable feeling, and that's why I can swear that it's the first time I've ever experienced it. It's kind of interesting. I've broken up with other people before, but I've never experienced the physical sensation of heartbreak. Probably because when I'm dating somebody that I actually love, breaking up is actually part of that relationship, right? Letting them go and have a happy life, right? And for me to go out and have a happy life too, right? I view breaking up as part of that relationship. So that's why I generally don't feel heartbreak, right? But this year something interesting happened. And even my veteran viewers will know that I've been in a relationship with myself. I still am, but I'll get to why I changed the situation, the dynamics of that relationship. I've been in a relationship with myself since I was 23 years old, and but this year really tested that relationship. What had happened was I was working two jobs, and I had bad experiences at my workplaces in the past, in large part because I depended too much on the income from my day job. I decided that I needed a side hustle so that when I go to my day job, it's something that I actually want to do as opposed to, oh my God, I need the money, right? And so I started my side hustle. Unfortunately, between the side hustle and two jobs, I still have to take care of myself, cook for myself, and then throw on top of that the occasional getting the COVID or getting a cold, and so everything just falls apart, right? I was dealing with COVID and juggling all of these jobs, and then I don't have somebody to cook for me when I'm ill and I can't cook for myself. That only adds to the illness, right? And it made me curse that I didn't have a life partner, and that's when I really felt heartbroken, because even though I did have a romantic love life with myself, it's one of those situations where both partners will always get sick together, always be well together, always have a job together, always lose their jobs together, right? There's no safety in that, right? And so after I had recovered from COVID, I was still in love with myself, but I decided to file for divorce against myself. I went online, I printed out some divorce papers, and I filled it out, and I put it at my office desk to remind myself why I need to meet somebody to have more security in my life. And that was the first time I ever felt a pain sensation in my heart from heartbreak, because I really loved the relationship with myself. It had this one missing thing it didn't provide. So I decided to go out to network more, and unfortunately it's much easier said than done to try to break into any sort of social group when you get to be my age, right? And after a few failed attempts at that, once again I felt that heartbreak sensation. Now what's really interesting is that I've had some serious breakups and I didn't feel that way. I was 29 years old when I broke up with a girl because she and I disagreed on children. She wanted to have children, I didn't. I was 32 years old when I broke up with another girl because, during the time we were 6 feet away from each other, we discovered that we weren't really ready for much yet. And there were a few other lesser breakups in my life. I've never felt heartbreak from even those two breakups, which were probably the biggest ones in my life, in large part because I felt happy for both of them, letting them go. And the first one to have children, the second one to go enjoy her youth, right? And so those weren't big deals, right? But the heartbreak with myself and not being able to care for myself when I had COVID, when I was burnt out at work, when I lost my jobs, because my spouse and I both did those things together, and we both lost our jobs together. We both started stressful jobs together. We both got COVID together, right? That's the best way I could describe it, right? And then to not be able to have a difficult time mingling. I'd much rather experience love and lose it than to never begin the experience at all, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Hate or Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.